Did you guys fill that to the top?
Good afternoon, back 40 friends. How we doing today? Turning on my little robot here, getting him to follow me. It's been a while, actually. I did a couple videos before we went on a big vacation this summer. We went back to the motherland, Oklahoma. I affectionately call it the motherland. I'm getting some cables loosened up here. Reason for the close-up. And ever since then, I really haven't done any. I know I've posted a few things. You know, just just kind of smartphone tactics here. Hold on a second. Man, that took forever. I'm out of practice here. Okay, back to it. We are at Camp Pitt, and I thought, man, this would probably be a good place to do some more videoing, and might even do some live streaming later in the week. We're going to be up here for the next week, and just horsing around, doing some quadding and fishing and biking, and I actually do a little scouting for deer hunting up here. So I'll be back in about a month, do some deer hunting up here. Right now, what you're seeing me is I'm tending to my traps, my crawfish traps, and making sure they're secure. So when we toss them out, we're good to go. Anyway, this is our yearly family, multi-family, but my mother and father-in-law's family, their daughters and grandchildren and son-in-laws come up here. Been doing it for, at this location, I think 30 years, I guess. And we're way up in the mountains, up out of Redding. Oh man, I think I tightened those too much. See if they'll stretch without breaking a little bit. Oh, did it go? Yeah. Okay, got it. Boom. Just need to open it a little bit, let these get the crawfish out. Usually we'd use up a boatload of zip ties every time we'd go out and check traps, and I'm trying to devise ways to not do that. We have learned the hard way over time that, you know, these little tabs that come stock on these things, they are not the greatest as far as good support and stability. And these things take a beating when you're throwing them down on the rocks and dragging them up the bank sides and whatnot. So just kind of learned over time how to mend them and try to make them better. I've lost traps where the string broke, the rope broke, or you know, something on the strap broke, and so I long time ago learned to not rely on the manufacturer's holding devices, and so we kind of beef it up quite a bit actually. And when we're throwing out the traps, and I've got 4. I used to have 8. I think I lost a couple. I think a couple got stolen up here. Whenever the boys were little, my nephew and my sons, if we ever lost one, but you know, you could see it like the rope broke or something, I'd take a rope, I'd tie it around their waist, and I'd toss them in the river and say, go get it. That way I could fish them out if anything went south. But we've caught a lot of crawfish over the year up here. We do a big boil at the end of the week with everybody. And so we're just getting started today. Oh my word. I'm going to head down to the bridge in a little bit, see if I can't pick up some suckers. And that's good bait. My nephew, his dad's a fishing guide, and he works for his dad, and so he always brings us a good amount of bait from the fishing all year, you know, guts and whatnot. But he ain't gonna be here till tomorrow, so we're gonna have to go get our own. I'm gonna have to move the camera, so sorry for the close-up again. The sun is beating down on it right now. It tends to overheat. Still don't have anybody commenting on what I should call this robot that follows me around when I do this. All right, there we go. It's also on uneven ground, so if it looks a little weird, because I'm on a slight slope standing here. Anyway, here in a little bit you'll probably see it, but and you've probably seen other videos that shows the cabins in the background I've done over the last year. But right down this way, a bunch of cabins. I think there's 17, 18 cabins in this area. And what they are, they're back when PG&E was putting in the infrastructure out here. These were family cabins where the work camps were. And after the infrastructure got built and everything, PG&E has a organization called PSCA. It's like a member organization. And they got these camps all over Northern California, and you can rent these cabins and come and camp. And in order to rent them, you got to be a PG&E employee, which my father-in-law was for a very long time. And so we've been coming to these camps a lot. This one in particular, probably 30 years. I know, actually, I've never camped at any of the other ones. I think Shelly did whenever she was smaller. Frank and Sherry would take them up there in different places, Shasta or whatever. But man, this is a knot, so I might be a minute. But I never been. I mean, I've been to them, but we didn't camp at them. I just drove past whatever. But this one is probably, my guess would be, the most rustic of all of them. We are deep in the mountains up here. Little town right down the road, about 2 or 3 miles down the road. When I say little, there's like one little store on the river, and that's it. No gas stations, no nothing. And you got to drive an hour back down into Redding, or you got to drive almost an hour if you go up the hill into Bernie. So we're back up in here ways. We enjoy it. Not that many people come to this one because it is so rustic. But their cabins got water, bathroom, and what the association did after they turned it into an association, they actually put swimming pools here. So there's actually a swimming pool. We do go jump in the river though, and swim in the river, swim in the pool, and so just when I say multi-family, that's what I mean. My mother and father-in-law's family, their children, grandchildren, son-in-laws, etc. So anyway, we are at Camp Pitt this week. I have no idea how this got like this. Well, I do. It's just the nature. Any string or extension cord, this is what happens when you put it up neatly. This is how they come out every time, no matter what. You should probably just put it up like this, see if it goes in reverse and comes out neatly. So anyway, that's where I'm at. With that said, I'm getting my traps ready, and we're going to go put out some crawfish traps here in a little bit, making sure they're all secure. When I say they're deep in the woods too, it is kind of amazing how we drive, well, out of Redding you drive an hour, and once you leave the main highway, it's about a solid 30 minutes, and there's nothing. I mean, there's trees. It's not desert, but you're up in the mountains, and you'll pass maybe a few properties. People got little ranches up in here or whatever, but or a big chunk of land where they want to be left alone. I can appreciate that, but we are definitely up here. I don't know if you can hear in the background there, but you can hear an air conditioner. About, I don't know, some years ago, quite a number of years ago, we started hauling up window unit ACs. We put two of them in the house, one on each end, and it works pretty good. These things are poorly insulated, frankly, if at all, but it'll keep you cool in the 105-degree day, which I don't know if it's gonna be 105 here, but I saw it's gonna be 105 in Redding, so that translates hot up here too. So once I set these traps, I'll probably go down, either get in the river, or get in the pool. So, but let me go back to when I first started. I have, or we just got back from a big old family vacation back in the motherland, and if you've seen some of those videos, you see a lot of the fireworks and stuff we're doing. You can do those kind of things back there. Doesn't have the dry weather we have out here, they have the humidity. It keeps everything green. You can throw a match in the ground all day and it won't go off. So we spent a good amount of time traversing America. I think we did over 4,000. I know that. I think almost 5,000 miles round trip. Visiting family, doing some things along the way. And it was a really good time. Enjoyed it. And got to spend part of the vacation with all of the kids at one point. My mom, at one point, had all of her children and all of her grandchildren at her house at one point. And so I think that was special for her. And so it was a real good time. So I ended up not posting as much, and it's taken me a minute to get back into the groove of things. Getting back to work, and then plus just trying to get stuff done around the house. It's a lot, and I know it's August and it's hot. This is really when fire season kicks off, this time of year. And you're just like, nobody's ever thinking about firewood, but I got a lot of winter's coming and you got to be prepared for it. We burnt all of our firewood last year, the last of it. Now let me back up on that statement. I have plenty of fire. I got a lot of firewood, just none of it split. So that's what I mean when I say it ain't ready. And so there's a lot of work there. And then plus we got a lot of years on our driveway, and so the gravel is, gets pushed down in the mud over time, and so it's been thinning out. Just had a couple of truckloads of gravel brought in, so I got to disperse that before winter hits. So I just got a lot going on, and I just have not sat down and turned on my phone and put my mic on. And so looking forward to doing some of that this week. You're probably wondering what I am doing right now. There we go. I think I got it. Let's try that. Boom. Got all the knots out. Okay, here we go. So what I did was, some years ago, I was telling you about the zip tie a couple years ago. We use a lot of zip ties to keep these things secured. Well, I came up with this idea of using, little kind of clip locks that are just, they're hard metal and they're permanently attached. Because these little dog ears on these traps, man, they will break. They do. Just no way around it, no matter what you do. But I thought, well, let me put these little clips on here that are pretty hard, and they're kind of round, so I'm able to, they can rotate. Well, it is working, but you got to work at it. But the big savings is I'm saving, one, the time and energy of, putting, once we have all our traps running with my nephew, I think he's going to bring 3 or 4 maybe. So, we have upwards of 8 traps. We're doing 3 zip ties per trap. One, it adds up to zip ties, and 2, it's just a lot of time because I've lost too many traps, as I was saying earlier. So we try to do preventative maintenance, and this seems to be working well, but you do got to kind of manipulate it, if you will, a little bit. There we go. All right. Got it. So I'll finish up these last couple of zip ties, and we'll put them in the, well, I put them on the quad over here because we go on the motorcycles when we're doing all this. Just using my truck as a, get in there. I find that if you crimp these zip ties sideways, and you can come in from the outside and you rotate it around right there, boom, it rolls right into them holes because you ain't putting your fingers through there. You got to bend that one a little bit more. There we go. And then see, you probably can't, but look at that. Done. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I like to use the bright ropes because, I've used duller ropes, and laying on the ground in the rocks, sometimes you forget where you put 8 to 10 traps, you know, and so you're able to see the colors laying on the rocks. However, let's see here. Yeah, see, it doesn't open too good, but opens just enough to get them out, lock it back, and that's it. Just one little hard latch. But here's the bad part: is the bright color rope also identifies for anybody trying to be how do you say that? Nefarious. Are you kidding? See, look at that. That was straight. All I did was drag it across here, and I got a freaking knot in it already. Get in there. Get in there. All right, let's see here. You just saw me. I just threw it over there. Ain't no knots in it or nothing. Good grief. Come on. There we go. All right. Now I'm getting ready to show you a new idea I got. Normally we just take a bucket and we put the crawfish in it, and we come back and what I'll do is we'll boil them up each night, and we'll put them in the freezer, you know, in Ziplocs, and we just add 2 every night until we get, oh man, we've had a lot, pounds of them, which is good. You're getting them cooked and you throw them in the freezer. So then when you cook at the end of the week, you know, you cook all your taters and corn. I was going to say okra, but yeah, okra actually would be good in it. Onions and garlic, everything else. Then at the very end, you just throw your cooked crawfish in there and it heats them up in the boiling water like 5 minutes. Boom, done. And it's delicious. And we might end up doing that, but I came up with an idea this year. Then rather than every single night coming back, boiling a pot of water, cooking them, put them in the freezer. I got a live net that my daughter got me, and I thought, you know what? Why don't just put them crawfish in this, and down over the spillway, just lower it down into the deep water, let it hang there. First couple of days, we'll throw a fish in there to keep them, you know, so they got something to eat, keep them fresh. And then the last 2 days, we'll pull all the food out, leave them in there, and just let them purge, you know, overnight, and then have the whole basket just full of crawfish, and then we'll cook them all at once. I don't know. This might not be the best plan. I'm going to try it this year. I will report back next year of which way we decided. So I'm going to rig this thing up too. Once again, you'll notice bright colored rope so you can easily see it. Once again, soaking all the transient thieving people. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring a clip. That's all right. I'll figure it out. Well, that worked, huh? Let's do that this way. Yep, look at that. Through a knot. All right, let's put this thing together. Some crawfish. If you never had crawfish or done a boil yourselves, you don't know what you're missing out on. Let me tell you right now. It is G-O-O-D good. It is some work, I'll give you that. All right, got a good knot on there. And I'll zip tie the heck out of that thing. Actually, what I want to do, I'm only going to stick with the one, and I'll zip tie all of this. So then, get out of there. We'll go to right there. Then all you do, you pull it up, dump your crawfish in there, close the lid, they ain't getting out. Throw a fish down in there, let them fight over it. That'll keep them alive for a couple of days. I don't know. I might be making more work than just coming back and boiling each batch, but I thought I'd give it a try. Well, come on. I'm gonna down at they call it the pit stop store down there. Little local mom and pop little grocery store place. I don't know how it survives. I guess all the hillbillies that live up in these mountains frequent there. I mean, it is the only place if you want bread and milk or something and you need some. You can get some, you get worms and, little things. And I want to head down there and get some propane because all my bottles are empty. I have sons, and I hope they watch this, that use my propane on the grills at home. And then, should they refill it? Yes. Do they refill it? Nope. I got like 7 propane bottles sitting in my house right now. Not one drop of propane in it. So, and then if I say anything, well, good luck. And I got mom saying, have mercy on them. We won't have them forever. Well, it appears we are. Youngest one's almost 21. He's still at home. Which, by the way, I ain't complaining about them. I actually don't mind it. We want to help them. And I mean that. Really do. Get on their feet. Just be nice to cook the trash out every once in a while. Etc. All right. Look at that. Look at that. They are out fishing right now, my 2 boys that are here. The other one ain't here yet. He'll be here, I think, tomorrow maybe. And my nephew will be here tomorrow as well. And we'll really get the ball rolling on all this crawfishing. But old UT, that's my nickname. I don't know if I've ever told that story or not, but I'm UT Uncle Trouble. Got to get the ball rolling. There we go. Look at that right there. Boom. All right, let's clip the ends. Looky there. Secured. Then you just drop her down over the edge into good water, let it dangle. They'll do their thing. I'll zip tie a loop on this end. I don't have one. I don't have another clip. I don't know. I didn't think about this end. That's all right. Overcome and adapt. Marine Corps way, right? Let's see here. I don't want too long. Right there ought to do. That ought to do real good. Right there. Well, if you did happen to watch this and you haven't seen any of the videos from Oklahoma, I encourage you to go do it. We did a lot of catfishing while we were back there. Had a good time with my nephews, my nieces, and they're getting big. I'm missing them growing up, getting bigger. Every time I go back, they're a little older. So kind of miss seeing them grow up a little bit. Let's see. 2 good ties are good. More zip ties ought to be gooder, right? Boom. All right. Okay. Let me go over here to the quad. Work on getting her saddled up. Man, one of my little camera holder down ties just broke. All right, there we go. Nice. Nice, nice baby. There we go. And let's put the crawfish traps on. Plus, it also makes it easy to carry with these little clips like this. Got my reel, just an old beater reel for catching suckers. Suckers are like the best for fishing. Crawfishing, because that's kind of what it's native to the, well, I don't think crawfish are native, but they've been there so long, they are what the crawfish eat, when they die. Keep the river clean. So it's always good to use what's in the river already for crawfishing. Grab me a bunch of zip ties, get everything buckled down. Okay. Here. There we go. Here's 1, 2. Perfect. 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 All right. Well, I don't recall how long we've been recording. I'm sure it's been a minute or two. And I'm just about done here, and I'm going to head down to the pit stop store and get some fishing in, try to get some bait, and get the propane I talked about. So we can get all this strapped down and go take care of that. So I'm probably going to sign off and see where we're at video and wise. Okay, so come across here, just like that. Yeah, there we go. Not too tight, just enough to hold it on. Ain't got too far to go. We probably got about 2 or 3 miles up and down river that we check every day, and keeps us busy. Try to check them. I like checking them every 12 hours. I don't know. I think you can do 24, but I've also had it where we waited too long and we know we had crawfish in there, and we come back and there was none. And you could tell no one had stolen it or nothing. They somehow figured out how to crawl out. I don't know. But so you can't just not check them, because they will eventually vanish after a while. Let's pin that down. Let's see here. On there. Oh, get out of there. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah. You like that. There we go. Boom. All right. Got the traps. Got this. I think I'll put one more there, just to be sure. Let's put it across here. Yeah, right through there. Boom. That'll ride. That will ride just like that. Very nice. Okay. All right. I think we're... I think I'd like that done a little tighter. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's nice right there. That ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. This is a grinder teeth box from work. From the Workin, it's German, WIRTGN, Workin grinder. Is what the teeth come in, and these make handy little tackle boxes or whatever. But what I'll do is, if we bring them back to boil, I'll I'll throw the crawfish in here. So you can see that that's a decent amount of crawfish. Wash them and boil them up. And so I got that just in case my other idea don't work out too good. All right, I want to clean up here, and we'll get rolling and see if we can't go catch some bait. I will tune you back in a little later, but thought you might want to enjoy Camp Pit. First day getting the crawfish traps going. Back 40 friends. We're down here at the bridge, and we're gonna go and see if we can't catch us some bait. So it's a good spot to pick up some suckers, and I've got a few trout off of this bridge down here. Had the most success right over here on this right side. We'll start there, and I'll cast upstream and let it float down under the river, and we'll see what we get. We'll see how quickly we get it. A little breezy out here today, so the wind ain't affecting the mic too much, but let's see what we got. Oh, got it backwards. There we go. Come here. Let's see here. Boom. Big old worm right on top. Look at that. All right, I'm all hooked up. I'm using about I think it's an 0.6 little hook. It's not too big. A lot of times these little rascals ain't that big a fish anyway. I have got a couple of good sized ones, but I'm actually not looking for trout. I really want some of them suckers. They make the best bait for the crawfish, and frankly that's what we're out here today to try to do. All right, let's go ahead and cross the street. Let's see what we can come up with here. All right, thank you Lord for a beautiful day, and it is warm. Boom. All right, we're in the water. I can see it floating right now. Let's see here. Yep, gonna go right between the piers. We'll just kind of jig it along, see what we get. I may have too many sinkers on it. I got some little ones. I'm trying to stay back so you can see my shadow with the sun behind me on the water down there. That's why I like letting it go under the bridge. Then the little rascals can't see you. Man, this thing is not floating. I think maybe I got too many. See, I got little bitty sinkers, so I put a few on there. Water ain't running too fast, actually. There we go. Now she's going. Boom, underneath, right there. She's drifting. All right. You got my worm and my sinkers right underneath me right now. Come on. Well, I don't want to say I'm an impatient fisherman, but I've usually had a bite pretty quick running underneath this bridge. Oh. Nope. All right, I'm going to swing it underneath now. There we go. I can see it. Yep. I want to jig it across the river here. You see a lot of country folk living up here, quads and side by sides. And if I was to move, this would be it, further into California. This would be it. It's a great place up here, sparsely populated, and well, not and sparsely populated. That's pretty good. My boys ought to be coming back through pretty quick. They went up to Iron Canyon. I think that's where they went, and that's here behind me to get there. And hopefully they got some fish. Even if we get trout, for eating, they still got the guts that'll suffice for some good bait. Them crawfish. Come on. Man, come on. Come on. Ooh, I think I just had a bump. Oh man, I just seen a big one. I don't know if he's going after my worm or not, but he's just swam by. Come on. I'd like to have 4 fish, 4 cages. That would be nice. All right, let's just walk it across here. It's moving a little slower on this right side. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Definitely a little quicker current over here. I'll put it in this current. See what we got. Oh man, I just seen another big one right here in this fast current. He showed me his belly. This is a good little swimming hole down here too. We got some staircase going right down to the water right here. Dang it. Come on. Man, I just put this hook on. Come on. Ah. Well, I will tell you, I have gotten hung up over here before. I've caught some big fish on this side, but this is the downfall. Just get caught quick. It's been a little slower. You can kind of feel the bumps. But when she's running fast, you feel the bumps, but sometimes it's too late.